Hello everyone, good morning. I want to share with you today an experience I had about 5 years ago. This experience is about fantasy. And if you hold on with me to the end of this talk, you will realize that fantasy is real. Yes, fantasy is real. I was still asleep when that happened, and when I woke up, I realized that even though my eyelids were still closed, I was kind of floating in the room. Then I have pushed a little bit after acknowledging that feeling of my energy, soul, or whatever people want to call it, floating in that room. I wanted to push a little bit outside of the walls of that bedroom. And I took it up a little bit, beyond the roof of the house. And then I said to myself, Ale, you're there. Just push, as far as you could or as far as you want. And I wanted to go to a place where I could see all of it. It was a moment of illumination, honestly. And I have pushed to a surface or level or point that I wanted to reach. Not I could go beyond, I think. But I reached the level where I could see the planet floating in front of me. Now that moment was the most majestic experience I have had. It's not like I've never really have seen the planet on TV, floating in front of me, or a solar system, or I haven't studied when I was a kid the solar system and all how the beauty of this universe works. But that was the only and first moment I have tasted the soup of that majestic planet floating in the air. And I realized how beautiful that is. Now, if you hold on here for a second and go back with me to a moment where I was a kid, and I saw for the very first time of my life the Superman, and I was amazed by how great, a man originated from a farm could fly in the air and save the planet. That was fantastic. Actually, it's fantasy. And then growing up a little bit, everybody start to forget about that. I haven't. I still believe today that superheroes are real and that it is not imaginary. Now, if you go back to that moment with me, that I was floating in the air and see the planet with me, with that perspective of outside of body, you will realize that we do live in a planet that is floating in the air, and that is by itself fantastic. So fantasy is real, and you just need to close your eyes and have your eyelid be relaxed, and open the eyes of your heart and experience what fantasy around us might be. So here, some people, pessimistic or non-believing in my speech, would say, come on, Ale. I literally had people say to me, come on, Ale, that is not, fantasy, that is science. Well, hold on a second. Science explains it. It does not make it. We, thanks to science, make and create a lot of things today. But the universe is not created by science. And it is there. Whether it's created or not, that's another topic. Now, what I want you to realize in here is that fantasy is real. Just because the fact that our planet is floating in the air is real, then fantasy is real. So I hope today you will walk on the surface of this earth and be happier and acknowledge things that you may have seen all your life but haven't had the right frequency and vibration to notice or acknowledge, and look to those beautiful things as birds are flying and the moon is suspended over there, and say fantasy is real. Thank you.